Hello there, my name is Nyang Njie. Thank you for joining us. Today on the show, the police today issued a statement saying the deployment of riot police to the KMC yesterday, that's on Monday, was misinterpreted. We have a report for you on that. Also, the top cleric or Imam, Bakausu Fofana, has denied reports that he has been arrested. My guest will be Nyang Njie today. We will be discussing the KMC issue there, this and more. But first, we will look at the newspapers and what they are reporting on today. We will look at the Standard newspaper. Their lead story is on the KMC issue. They are saying minister denies ordering police to KMC. The Minister of Local Government, Musa Drame, has told the Standard he did not order the police intervention unit to the headquarters of the Kanifing Municipal Council. Yesterday morning, more than a dozen PIU officers invaded the KMC, reportedly on the orders to escort and facilitate the entry of suspended CEO Senabu Martin Sonko. The presence of the police caused agitation and widespread condemnation among members of the staff of the municipality, the civil society, and political leaders. The police later withdrew amid strong resistance from KMC councillors and staff who expressed support to the decision by the council to suspend the CEO until investigations into her alleged financial misconduct are completed. Asked to comment on widespread allegation that he ordered the police to the KMC premises, Mr. Musa Drame said, "I did not speak to anybody from the police and did not order police to anywhere. How can I order police and not the Minister of Interior? I think the best thing is to ask the police. I understand they were there as preventive measure and they have right to that. They don't need anybody's permission to carry out a preventive move." That is what the Minister of Local Government is telling the Standard newspaper there. Barrow says NPP will defend supporters taking to revising court. President Adam Barrow has said his National People's Party will not file complaints at the revising court, but will defend its members or supporters taken there. The Independent Electoral Commission will soon set up revising courts for parties to file in complaints. However, while discussing or addressing NPP supporters at State House on Sunday, President Barrow said, "You will not see NPP there. We will not take anyone there. We trust ourselves. The NPP will not take anybody to court, but we will defend through our legal team any NPP supporter taken to court. We are equal in this country. Nobody is better than anyone." That's President Barrow speaking to his supporters there at the State House on Sunday. Also, Dr. Ismail Assise, that's the leader of the Citizens Alliance, is saying that he is ready to renounce Swedish citizenship. Citizens Alliance presidential candidate Dr. Ismail Assise has disclosed he is working on renouncing his Swedish citizenship as he prepares to run for president in the December presidential election. We'll leave it at that for the news first. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. So, police today issued a statement, saying that the issue of them deploying officers, that's riot police, to the Kanifing Municipal Council yesterday was misinterpreted. Mati Sangor has been monitoring.
Riot police arrived at KMC on Monday morning and took position amid the attempted return to work of beleaguered CEO Senabu Martin Sonko. Citizens blasted the police, saying their action is synonymous with the days of Jammeh dictatorship. But on Monday, police said they have learned with dismay claims personnel from the Police Intervention Unit PIU were deployed to the Kanifing Municipal Council's ground to install a suspended CEO. In a statement, police said, contrary to such claims, a section of the Police Intervention Unit that was deployed on normal routine patrols responded to credible intelligence that there was a security situation at the KMC premises that had the potential to degenerate into conflict. The statement added, In a quest to be proactive, a strategy merited on intelligence-led policing, the patrol team went to the incident scene only for surveillance and monitoring with the sole objective to de-escalate the apparent tension. The team left the scene subsequently without interference. The mayor of KM Taliban Sudahad on Monday said the officers were deployed on the instruction of the executive. Local government minister Musa Mane's name quickly emerged as being the person who sent police to KMC. But at an emergency meeting of KM councillors on Monday, Gambia Bar Association President Saliu Tal said the minister informed them that he did not instruct the PIU to go to KMC.
I think what I've seen I like, because when I came here, the police did not force themselves to go in. I think after a conversation ensued from my information, they backed down, and I guess they will learn from the experience. When we spoke to the executive, the people we spoke in the executive, they informed us, in good faith I believe, that they did not give the instructions. So that means that that's what they told us. And today, the mayor and his team have given us the information that they have, and I believe that you will continue with your investigation, looking at all facts impartially, and then hopefully in the process we ensure that there's accountability, there's due process, and there's respect for law. Whatever the outcome of the process, I think all parties will respect.
KMC has been sitting on a knife since corruption allegations erupted from the council. CEO Senabu Martin Sonko is gripped by reputational crisis amid allegations she swindled $12 million. She denied the allegations. For TFN News Review, Mate Senghor.
Welcome back. Now, top Imam Bakausu Fofana has denied reports that he has been arrested. The reports say the cleric was arrested and charged with threatening. The cleric was indeed at Banjul police station and later on Monday released a video dismissing the reports of his arrest as false.
Mu Bakausu la nyantolte nana tan banko kan ayta police kay tentu ke jay al halo nyi me yalan ko wala keta anin ka masa kunda tentu ke jay al halo me yalan ko wala keta yo imagine tol felen ka bo atondi Banjul ndinna ten sainteng nga salfana sali jela to imagine to mala be driving na ten yo Bakausu fon be moto kono ten felen be sukuta traffic light lol to ten sign futata wol to ten ya jale yo nta kunno Imam Omar Fofana yo ntolel be jang yo ntolel be moto kono al nyaben nale felade be moto lo kono felen be kof kan kata sukuta e may so abeten ba Imam Fofana be sirinte al nyabala adala be sirinte.
Imam Bakausu Fofana shocked the nation recently when he said he would attack fellow Imam Musa Saidi and kill him. Imam Fofana said Imam Saidi was going about insulting the country's marabouts. On Monday evening, Imam Fofana spoke from his house in Sukuta on the whole issue surrounding his purported arrest.
Kada police or condom party Jallo, Nado Kunyola, IG, and Minister and President. Bilang Furati mo Salfana Wato, Adra Mafu Mofana Kumbida police. No one they kanda address or warrant the one day a masilandi. Ngo ko nada ndele dia muda talata long karot tansawa July menkere jumalon de ko mbe dia mulatul masa kunda ngal tofo pour alsidia musa bodo sedi ay mo no bula wala le abay banko kam on bando November 11 2021 mbina no nen di on bina nen tarbol men si o sanje tanelo karawo sandola nenga londi mbanga be fo mo no fo de funya na ka be fo ngase na ka te funya mba kelela nda tula fo ngafa ando nim ma fa sama fo nan ngonde lo bi nga to to commanding kali okay an na da mu da fa na da command yalla ma fa to lo la fa ba na da mu da den tan okola na carotte channel long carotte le fula July August 2021 in Adam Musa Muda, cover 11 Karatala, Benjamin Station, Kivado de Ajanjan. Or call another Bangkok and Talatalon, Carrot Lisaba, August Latalon, Mandinkava. Nadna or the dog a call. ka president no masa kunda ne mbara biri yela do ko ke e musa bo de sedu muda ani afrande mo non sa ko dan ni musa tema ko dan mo na tema sa banda problem men de mo non na yo tijen tama wa ko la bi na sanja wasule job jam bar be banko kan bilen talata non karoti saba ko bi karoti ko non na da haji do lella barando ngo ko han yin fa bulen kamasi kanalu kondo yinna alla musa mutola anen kale je ka duwa kale o ko la kibaro ka hanira do ko nyanna ba ko fana nyin kale nyanna fana mutola nyanna aresila o kide babul kibaro be forin ndo kalama bilen talata lon karoti sa ko bi karoti ko non bantam da banko de la be police man kuma fanye be nyanna mutal yonko kana ka kalne mbara wala amanke aliyan kumandi o ko la ka faylo e ba nyi mutar ko let sa ndele nyim befo isa befo ale ka sinya faylo da talaji akira men kan alnad na alla do ko ke ale musa diam da ale afrande mo nyala ataram da mandam da basato le alla do ko ke tumanda ba mutal o dum wala mun da ko le bien telefona ngo sarje ko kata bula talan na kana talalo anen ka ja jamalu bilen be bula je pade ala ofsodo akoy message jamayen talajam e ba fula ko ba ko sumu dala ya aresile abe bulla akon do tele nata yen nyinen ka men kede yen kondon nduwata nyoy balan do mol ya mudan ya aresile bilen findira do hono bende fon kandoron.
Police spokesman Nyang Njie did not respond to a request for comment.
Tough Africa Global presents the new Tulip Gardens. Tough Tulip Gardens is set to comprise service plots in sizes ranging from 220 to 570 meters square. Deposit as low as $83,600 is only an 18-month interest-free payment plan with only 20% deposit on the service plots. Please contact 376-2333 or 776-2333.
Well, welcome back. So today I will be speaking to Mr. Nyang Njie, commentator. KMC has been the place to talk about these days. Really, Mr. Njie. Interesting.
Well, thank you so much. Good evening, viewers.
Yes.
Quite right. It's interesting and interesting times for the Gambia.
What do you read in terms of all of the events and everything that has happened?
Well, I'm looking at it from three different perspectives. One is my yearning for a constitution, a new one. Because we all realize these are the relics. The Local Government Act as it is a relic of the Jammeh days. Number one, the mayor is an elected official. Mm-hmm. Elected officials are accountable to the electorate, the very people who elect them. Mm-hmm. So therefore, if someone steals or does whatever, and the mayor decides to take a course of action that is within the remit of the law, I think that is good because people will hold him accountable through the ballot. But if a third party has to come in and want to intervene in the process, it's taking away, as far as I'm concerned, the right of the electorate. Because we went out to vote and we have what you call key performance indicators that we are looking for the public officials we put in office. Yes. And having someone to circumvent what the mayor wants to do will take away from his performance. That's number one. Number two, devolution of power is something that we have been calling for since the days of Jammeh, meaning governing bottom up. That means empowering municipalities and local governments. And as it is today, our local governments are not empowered. You look at Banjul City Council, you look at the KMC, a lot of things they want to do, they have to go to the ministry. That is wrong. We want power to rest at the lowest levels of governance, i.e. at the local level. And lastly, one thing has come to mind. You see, we have a collective responsibility, but we have individual accountability. And this government, I'm sorry to say, I don't think they have their priorities right in relation to fighting corruption. The bottom line, this lady has self-confessed publicly. I think the first thing that should have happened is for her to be on the sideline, and if anyone wants to interview her as far as getting the facts, allow her access, but she should not be coming to work on a daily basis. And I think that is rewarding bad behavior. And honestly, what happened yesterday is an affront and a mockery of good governance. Also, the PIU, I've heard what the spokesperson of the police said. I'm sorry to say, with all due respect, that is flimsy. Probable cause is like a dirty drawers. You cannot say credible intelligence. With the credible intelligence he is talking about, when he went there was no resistance. People just stood their ground because they felt like their rights were being violated. So where is the probable cause that is the credible intelligence he had? I don't see it. And public trust.
Don't you think probable cause could have been the CEO attempting to enter the council, and you have council police who are right there at the gate who might block her, and there could be, I mean, the CEO also had people with her, so there could be
in such an instance
a scuffle.
In such an instant, the police is dealing with an institution, KMC. Accord them the dignity and respect to say, gentlemen, we are coming in today and all we're trying to do is to maintain peace. Therefore, our men will be here present to make sure there is a smooth passage for whoever is to come in. But if you come unannounced, it looks hostile. And what it looks and smells is still a rat. That's how people look at things. So as far as I'm concerned, if the police had good intent, their action has shown otherwise, and it's reminiscent of the days of Yahya Jammeh, and Gambians will do whatever it takes to see that this country doesn't go back there. So,
and the mayor was saying there was this pushing and shoving. The Fatu network could not independently verify that, but the mayor said this too.
That there was a pushing and shoving?
Among the police.
Well, I think
the PIU and the KMC police.
Well, you see, there's two different forces there. The PIU being municipal police, the KMC police being municipal police, and the PIU being national police officers. So I think what has gone wrong here is communication. And whose fault? I will solely and squarely blame the police. They have clearly stated that this was a move initiated by the police. So we have excused the executive. Now, let the police bear the brunt that they have done a snafu, and the snafu is they didn't communicate with the people responsible for KMC to make sure that there will be no escalation of hostilities. But the manner in which they came unannounced was cause for provocation.
Now, you said the laws are a relic of the former government. Now, I mean, if you look at the law, I tried talking to a number of lawyers, and the law as it is empowers the local government, of course, through the Local Government Service Commission, to fire and hire. The mayor and his council have no such powers. Yet they interdicted the woman, and that is where the problem lies.
Well,
what do you say to that?
A bad law. Martin Luther once said, Martin Luther King, peace be on him, he said a bad law should be disobeyed in a pacifist way. I think if a mayor is elected overwhelmingly by a municipality, the decisions to run that municipality wholly and squarely must rest on him or her. The reason why I say it's a bad law, the intent that Jammeh had when he came up with the law the way it is today was to take powers away from local authority and centralize it within the executive, i.e. Ministry of Local Government. We are saying, gone are those days, and this is the shameful act of us not working to have a new constitution, or even repealing some of the things that we believe are hindrance towards our democratization process, and also empowering the citizens of this country, and also making people accountable. How can we hold the mayor accountable if some of the tools he has to enforce and make his municipality better are taken and he has to go and ask permission? Those people are not elected officials. They are not answerable to the people and electorate of KMC. And this is a moral issue that the government must look into. Why is it a moral issue? An elected official is responsible to the electorate. Now, we know that there are decisions that will be taken outside the scope of the person we elect in office. That, to me, is not good governance.
Now, if you look at KMC, this corruption scandal, really, it's quite scandalous. You look at the issue of the mayor swindling, or not the mayor, the CEO swindling $12 million. But also the mayor's side, the CEO is also saying the mayor and the deputy are also involved or engaged in corrupt practices. When the mayor came out initially, what he did was he stayed clearly away from all the rumors and everything that has been allegations that have been made by his deputy, somebody who he lavished space on, said he was somebody who worked really close with him and they had a very good relationship. He stayed away from that one, but yet he went ahead to bring all these charges against the CEO. What do you say to that?
Well, I'm not privy to everything that happened. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, I just want an investigation to go ahead, independent investigation, not an investigation led by the KMC, an independent investigation. And the reason why someone like me wanted the Minister of Local Government and his office to be out of it is to make sure that you have an independent body from them, so that when a report is out, any aggrieved party can now send a petition to the minister for review and consideration. But today, if the minister is part of the process of bringing in a report, it is difficult to send back a report that he has not only commissioned but endorsed for someone to say, I don't believe in this. So the best thing would have to have the police, the audit office, and any other party do a comprehensive report, hand it over to the minister for consideration, and action be taken thereon. I think that will be to the best interest of society and the municipality of KMC.
And what do you say to the issue of this whole issue being politicized? There is so much partisan politics also at play. You can see from the side of the mayor comes from a party, right? UDP, he comes from a political party. Then you have the government side, and you have others on the other side who are saying this is NPP. The CEO is NPP. That is why they want her back at work.
Well, two things here. The mayor is an elected official, therefore he is a politician. So you cannot politicize the work of a politician. It's already politics. But the CEO is not a politician. He's an appointed official. What has happened in Gambia, and sadly so, the other day I saw a police officer on video. Within a political network, you know, it was wrong, because public servants must and should, because they're human beings and they're Gambians, they should have a political leaning, but this political leaning must not be made public, or they should not publicly be involved and engaged in political activity. This is what has disintegrated our public service, and this is what's making the mess within the system in the Gambia. The reason why yesterday people believe that what happened with the PIU was an instruction from somewhere, because for the longest of time, Gambians know that politics have been injected in law enforcement, i.e. the NIA or the police, because politicians have taken people there and politicians have used these offices to do their dirty bidding. So civil service reform is long overdue, and this tenure, Barrow's tenure, is done. Security sector review is long overdue, and his tenure is done. So the culture of yesterday still persists in today's Gambia, and we are yet to do a transformation from what was to what ought to be, based on the cravings and yearning of the Gambian.
Does that render any meaning or relevance to all this talk that President Adama Barrow wants to bring back dictatorship in this country?
President Adama Barrow unfortunately cannot bring back dictatorship in this country. With all due respect to Mr. President, the Gambia is ours. Dictators are not born, they are made. And I don't think Gambians have the appetite to make another dictator. It's a no, no, no. Not Adama Barrow, not anyone that's going to rule this country. Govern, sorry, not rule. We don't have rulers, we have people who govern us. Not anyone that's going to govern this country. Gone are those days, but guess what? There are tendencies, dictatorial tendencies, and sometimes the resistance. And yesterday is a classic case. When the PIU went there and they saw the resistance and the temperature of the people, there was a rollback. And that's how Gambians are going to preserve the gains they have made within their control. What we don't have control over are the much needed reforms we wanted this president to do and he didn't. Security sector reform. And please, Mr. President, don't tell me it takes forever. It takes interest, devotion, dedication, and commitment, which is lacking. Combating corruption has become something that's non-existent. We believe corruption was somehow centralized during Jammeh days. It was very endemic, but in today's Gambia, corruption has been decentralized and we haven't seen any punishment. I haven't seen anyone taken to court, from the fertilizer issue, from the drugs issue, you name it. So either there's an endorsement or there is an indifference. And it's up to the government to decide which of these two they find themselves as it relates to corruption in the country.
Mr. Nyang Njie, thank you very much as usual for coming up on the show. Thank you.
Pleasure is mine.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Appreciate it. So, guys, well, I'm not sure whether I should use guys, but people, that will be it for the show today. It's not going to be very long. Now the approach is we are not going to bore you with a lot of lengthy interviews. We want to keep it as short as possible so that people can go on their normal whatever that they need to take care of. So we'll be back tomorrow. Until then, my name is Nyang Njie.
Thank you.